Hi, everyone, and welcome at the Global AI Bootcamp Behind the Scenes, where we give you some insights in the Global AI Bootcamp 2022. During these episodes, we connect to organizers all around the globe to talk about their bootcamp at their location. And on top of that, we also talk to some program managers at Microsoft who are going to tell us all about the cool AI products that they are building. But before we start, a short introduction. My name is Sjoukje.
And my name is Sami. And today we've been traveling around the world and we're reaching in the fourth episode now in North America. We'll be connecting with Exan and Ron, which are community leaders. But for now, first, we will kick off our session with a program manager at Microsoft, Netta. Hey, Netta. Hi, how are you doing?
Good. How are you doing? Nice meeting you.
We're doing well.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for making time for us and coming on the show today. Netta, please introduce yourself. Who are you and what do you do in your day-to-day job?
Hi, I'm Netta. I'm the Group Product Manager in Azure AI for our document understanding products and our decision AI products. I'm the product manager for these products, working with our engineering team, our marketing team, and all the teams in Microsoft to bring these products to customer and make products our customers love.
Okay, cool. Where are you based?
I am based in California.
Oh, sunny California.
Yeah. Not very sunny today, but usually it's sunny.
Okay, cool. Well, what will you discuss with us today?
Yeah, today I wanted to show you everything that's new in our document understanding product and Form Recognizer, and all the new features and capabilities we introduced in February in Form Recognizer.
Okay.
Form Recognizer, do you know what Form Recognizer is?
Yeah, personally, I've played around with it already and showed it at some customers, so it's a cool tool.
I watched some demos.
Awesome. So I'll show a lot of demos. And we'll start in general. Form Recognizer enables you to process document and extract structured data information from documents. Documents can be structured documents, unstructured documents, semi-structured documents, any type of documents, PDF, images, TIFF files. Bring your document to Form Recognizer and it will extract the information you need. It can enable you to do scenarios like robotic process automation, and extract information into your workflow, search scenarios, build your own dashboards on top of the data, and a lot of different things. Once you have the data and the information from the document, extract it.
Okay, looking forward to the information that you want to share with us.
Yeah, so let's see some demos and let's walk through, and feel free at any point of time to ask questions or ask question or provide any information you want to know.
Perfect.
So let me start by sharing
also
my
for the
screen.
audience, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to use the chat, and then we can also use them at the end of this session by Netta.
Good luck.
Awesome. So can you see my screen?
Yes, coming through.
Perfect. We are currently in the landing page of the Studio of Form Recognizer. This is the URL. And the Studio enables you to easily get started with Form Recognizer, see what it can do on your documents, provide you the code, and train your models. And we're going to start with all the parts. So Form Recognizer enables you, as a first step, we added the read capability. Now Form Recognizer enables you to extract the text from documents if they're handwritten or printed. We'll give you the bounding box. Is this text handwritten or printed? So let's see an example. We'll go into the new read capability. This is a new capability that just extract the text. Let's take, for example, this document. So you can see the document is an unstructured document. And what the UX is doing is basically calling the read API within Form Recognizer and extracting all the information. So you can see it extracted all the text.
Hi, Netta, just to interrupt you for a second. Would you be able to zoom in a little bit?
Oh yeah,
in your browser?
You mean zoom in and everything in the browser? Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Is that better?
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Let me close this. There'll be a little bit more room. So you can see that the read extracts all the text from the document. You can see on the side all the content. All the content that is extracted. You can see. It will also extract it in reading order, meaning it will extract first this column information and then this column information. So you can easily take this information and feed it into language model, or easily a human can read it after the form mechanizer extracts it. It will also provide you the bounding box and let you know if this is printed or handwritten. And it supports 164 printed languages and 9 handwritten languages. So let's see an example in a different language. For example, let's take Arabic. Arabic is a language that is right to left. We'll analyze this document also. So we're sending this document, which is a multi-page document, to the READ API, and it analyzes all the information. You can see that it extracts all the information. Let me zoom out of this, can I? No, okay. So it extracts all the information from the first page. Then we can see that it extracts mixed English and Arabic from the second page, and it will extract all the text from the document. The output from Form Recognizer will be a JSON output that will include, and let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit. No, but it will be a JSON output that includes all the information you need from the page number, the angles, the wide, the height, the words, and all the information that's extracted, the bounding box, the confidence, all the information that is extracted from the documents. And we'll also give you the code. So you basically can take this code, which uses a single API call to post the document and to get the results. And you have all the information from your documents, all the text information, without doing any training of models and stuff like that. It automatically extracts all the information. And documents can be scanned PDFs or digitized PDF, images, PNGs, and different formats. So that's the read capability, the new capability that we added. We also now have a layout capability, which is extracts the layout of the document. So this capability will also extract the table, the checkboxes, the layout of the document, the structure and layout of the document. And if we're going to try, for example, the same document we tried with a read, which extracted only the text, let's analyze the same Arabic document. And it's calling now the layout API. So this time it's calling the Form Mechanizer layout API and extracting all the information from the document. But now it's not just extracting only the text, it extracting the structure like the table, the selection marks, and the structure of the document. So it's working a little bit harder. We'll give it a few more seconds. Any questions while it's running?
The same functionality like you just used now for the read functionality, is this the same that is used also in the Azure Cognitive Search? Because there you can also give in PDF files, and if the data out of the PDF is extracted.
So Cognitive Search uses our OCR, which is the same functionality as read, under the hood for scan PDFs and images.
Okay, cool.
To extract all the text and the information.
Yeah.
You know, in a second before it worked really fast, and now in the demo it's taking its time.
That we're always used to in demos.
Exactly. I promise you I tried it a second before. I did it really nicely. Come on, wake up.
USA is waking up now, so.
Let's try while this one is running. Let's analyze this one. Come on. Okay, here we go. So we can see that the document now extracted also all the text, all the content like we had before with read. But this time, if we go inside the document, there are also some tables. So just as a highlight to note, it extracts all this information in reading order. So you'll get this block of text and then this block of text. So it's easily, for language understanding, it's very easy to understand the output. And now, for example, on this page, there's also a table. It also extracts the table. So it will give you, this is a header, and this is a merged cell. So you can see the first cell is merged. So you can see the output will tell you this cell is merged on all these four rows, and it will include for each cell the content within the cell. So you can easily build, use this table to build dashboards, use this table to push into your workflow and to understand exactly the information from the documents. If we look at this document, for example, it will also extract the selection marks and tell you this is unselected and this one is also unselected, and will extract the tables. So you can see it found two tables and it extracts exactly their structure. And similar to read, come on, wait, it's vibrating only on my side. There we go. Similar to read, you'll have the results in JSON that you can push into your workflow, and you'll have the code that you can take, put your endpoint and key, and run it from your application to get all the information from documents. So we saw that Form Recognizer has a first capability of read extracting the text, then extracting the layout. We also have the ability to general document model, which is a pre-built model trained on millions of documents that extracts now also the key value pairs and entity from documents. So for example, if we'll take a document and add it to the general document and try it out, you will see that the general document now also extracts key value pairs. So we'll give it a second to run. And which sort of capability to use is really depends on the scenario you want to do. If you want to run search scenarios, or if you want to do robotic process automation and need the key value pair to populate a SQL table or any other data. So here you can see that it extracts quarterly report as the key, and its value is selected. Same here, transition report as the key, and its value is selected. It found there's a table here. It will tell you this is the title, this is the header, and this is the columns. And we'll show you that, for example, here is another key and another key and value. So you can take all this information and feed it into your Darn stream and workflow. This works on unstructured documents like this 10Q document, but it also works on structured documents. So if, for example, we'll take this document. Let me remove the zoom a little bit, and I'll zoom into the document so you can see in a second. And while it's running again, do you have any questions?
We got one more question from the audience. It's concerning how accurate the OCR is, and if it's possible to summarize a document.
So Cognitive Service has a document summarization within the language service. We are planning in the future to have a capability of document summarization within Form Recognizer 2. It's not yet available. In terms of OCR accuracy, it really depends on the document quality. From our testing, our OCR today is top of the market. So basically, it will support documents that are low quality and images and scanned and tilted and all these things. It should support them out of the box. You don't need to do any pre-processing. You just send the document to Form Recognizer. We handle everything that is needed.
Because
Any additional questions from?
I personally tested it on a document, for example, where the quality of document was really bad, where even my human eye, it was sometimes hard to read what it was. But I noticed that the tool even recognized those numbers. I was like, wow, accuracy is really bad. And it's one of those documents that were printed, scanned, faxed, scanned again, and still it was really recognizing very well. So
yeah. But it really depends on the quality of the document. But our motto is if a human can read it, OCR can, our OCR and Form Recognizer can read it. And if you look at what the key value pairs did now, you can see that you now have, let's say, proposed and the date, and it will tell you the confidence for this. The key value pair is plan control and the well number. So out of the box, it already extracted all the key value pairs, showed that bypass is unselected, while new well is selected, and you have all the information from the document. The generic model also extracts entities and will also tell you, for example, that this page has organization Contoso drilling. It has locations, 4 locations we'll find in the document: Alaska, US, and Seattle. And it will tell you 2 addresses were found. So you get all the information also from entities with no training requirement. So you have all the key value pairs and all the entities. And note that the JSON output will always have all the information. So it will have all the read results, all the text. It will have all the layout and tables information. And now it will also have the key value pairs and entities within the JSON output.
Great. There's one more question. Is there
Sure.
also a way to correct what's been recognized? If it's
So-
not been recognized correctly, for instance?
Yeah, so currently in the pre-built models, they are not customizable. So if it doesn't recognize something correctly, we'd be very happy if you can share that, reach out to us and share the miss we found. But in the pre-built models, you can't correct it currently. Our UX is open source. So let's say if you want to push this and create a human in the loop, you can take the UX and enhance it and build your own ability to correct the JSON, but you can't train the pre-built models. In the customized that we'll see soon, you will be able to customize and create a feedback loop if you build your own models.
Okay, sounds logical. Thanks.
Any additional question from the audience, or I move on?
On now.
Okay. So the other part of form recognizers are pre-built models. Pre-built models are pre-built models that we train for specific types of documents. We train them with millions of documents. And usually we train them for cases where the documents have a lot of variety and totally don't look the same. So for example, we have pre-built model for invoices, receipt, business cards, identity documents, W-2s, and we will be adding more and more as we go on. If we look at the invoice model, it out of the box will extract all the key value pairs and the line items from invoices. So if we look at this invoice, for example, and the invoice can be in any template, any variety that exists. And let it a few seconds to run. And the pre-built model today supports English invoices and Spanish invoices. For some reason, I'll analyze the Spanish one too while this one is running too. So we'll save time while we're moving to one another. Note the API is you can send document by document, but you can also send in parallel as many documents as you want. We do have a default transaction per second, but this can be increased to any load that you want to run on the service. You just need to open a support ticket and request an increase, and you can run as many documents as you want. By default, it's 15 TPS. So by default, you can send a 15 TP transaction per second to the service. And we'll give it another second. And I will comment again that demos usually suddenly run slow or don't work. Here we go. So you can see that out of the box is extract all the key value pairs from the invoice, the amount due, the billing address recipient, the customer address recipient. It also extracts the line items. So you can see that it extracts the amount, the date, the description, the product code, the tax from the line items. And note that in invoices, you'll get the line items, but you also get the tables that exist on the document from the layout. So you get all the information from the document. It extracts the subtotal, the sales tax, the total, all the key value pairs from the invoice. And it will also support Spanish invoices and extract from this invoice the content, the key value pair, and the value that is associated with it.
Another
Similar
question
enough.
from the audience who's asking how they can send feedback to you or the team, because they have the issue that a pipeline is sometimes recognized as one.
So a pipeline is sometimes recognized as one of the OCR issues we are aware with and we're working to improve. It would be great if you can share the sample document or and the issue either via a support ticket, or I'll paste afterwards in the chat. We have a form recognizer, contact us, alias too.
Okay, that's cool. So they can just make a support ticket on the Azure platform.
Yes.
And then it will get to you. Perfect.
Exactly. And we also have identity documents that extract worldwide passports and IDs information, just due to the, and we also have, and we'll look at the new W-2 model. The W-2 is a new model that we released in February that extract, right for the tax season, that extracts information from W-2s. W-2 are the statement, are the employee statement which shows the social security number, the employer ID, the wages, all the tax information. And the pre-built model extracts all the information from the W-2, including the complicated, if you're familiar, complicated 12A and D, these parts. And it also supports W-2s that have multiple W-2s on the same document. So W-2 documents can vary in their formats. It will also support the multiple W-2s and will extract all the information from all 4 parts. So, and again, it will provide it as a JSON output and the code for it. So if you're building a tax or a mortgage application or a tax scenario, W-2s are usually part of the documents customers provide for those scenarios. So those are our pre-built models. Now, the last part of Form Mechanizer is our custom models, where you can train custom models for your scenarios. In the custom models, you label the data, and we're going to take a sample one that I started creating on contracts. So within the tool, you can label the data, and let me zoom in. And I already pre-labeled the landlord, the tenant, the rental address on these contracts. And note that this is an unstructured document. So we now enable you to create a single model for unstructured documents or for a variety of documents. So let's say if you have different documents and from all of them you're extracting the same data points, you can put them all in the same model. Before, we required you to create a model per each one with our template-based model. Now with this new neural-based model, which is our document model, we enable you to put all the documents in one model and label them and extract. And again, you need only five. You can start with 5 documents to get started. In this case, I think I put 10. So I labeled a few fields, and labeling is very easy. You basically mark, let's say we want to label this part. So you'll mark this part, and you will attach it to one of the keys. You'll select the keys and attach it. Once you finish that part, you will run the train. You'll give it a model name, let's say custom demo 1, a description, contracts model in this case, and I can select now the build mode for the model. The new thing we released now is the neural model. This is the model for training a variety of documents, unstructured documents. It's based on a deep learning training model, and the old one, which is custom form, is the template one, which for that one, you need to create a model per document that look the same, have the same visual look. In this case, we're doing contract, which each one looks really different. We'll select the neural and we'll click train. Training the neural model takes a little longer. So while this one is running, I already have one that is the contract demo that I already ran before, and we're going to test it. So we're going to take a document that we didn't run on. Let's take my training, and here is a test document. And we'll analyze it based on the model that I selected. And what it's doing right now, it's analyzing document we provided against the model we trained with this training data and extracting the data we labeled. That was the labels that we requested it to extract. Let's give it a few seconds. So while it's running now, you basically have 2 options to train a model. You can train a model based on the template, where if all of your documents are similar in the way they look and their structure, or you can train a neural model with a new neural documents model. And you can see that it extracted, let's start with the landlord. It extracted the tenant, the rental address, and note that the bounding box, because we can display in the UX right now only rectangulars, the value will start from here, but because we can't mark just this, the UX looks like it's the whole text, but you'll see here that it extracted the correct address. It extracted the rent amount, the advance payment, the tenant, the sublet, the landlord. Again, it marks everything, but it started from the right place, the number, the sublet address, the rent due, the rental, and the agreement date. And again, the result is a JSON file with all the information, all the text in the document, all the tables, and all the key value pairs we labeled, and a sample code that you can easily take and embed into your application. So with all these, basically, the studio enables you to try out all the different scenarios you have, and then take the code and implement into your workflow and start streaming documents to analyze and extract the data you need.
Okay. Thank you very much, Netta, for this interesting demonstration of using these services. Shoka, you still had a question.
Yes, you told us that it supported the first version supported English and Spanish. Are there any
For
plans
invoices.
for multiple languages, or is that only in the new form
So
recognizer?
So Invoices supports English and Spanish and is going to be expanding to additional languages, German, Italian, French, Portuguese in the coming soon months. Form Recognizer itself, the custom, the read, the layout supports 164 languages, including Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Russian, Arabic, like we saw. The pre-builts, each one of them, because the pre-builts are models trained specifically for specific scenarios, each one of them has a different support. So as we said, Invoices currently supports Spanish and English. Identity document supports passports worldwide and US driver license. Business card supports all the English locales and are expanding to additionals. So each one of them, when you go to try pre-builts, check our languages to see which one are already supported. But if you're building your own custom or using layout and stuff like that, it supports the 164 languages and also the 9 handwritten languages.
Okay,
Okay.
clear.
I personally played around also with the neural recognition. I'm correct that with the neural we cannot get out tables, right, at the moment, or is that on the planning to still add that in the future?
Yeah, so with the neural currently we can label key value pairs and checkboxes. We're currently working on table labeling. It's supposed to be coming out in May, I think, for a public preview. And the whole studio and the whole release is currently planned to go GA in around July, August timeframe.
Okay, cool. We're looking forward to all the GA announcements. Cool. Netta, thank you very much for your time, for the effort of giving this presentation for us and the nice demonstrations. We can only say we wish you a pleasant rest of the day, and I hope to see you soon again.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me again.
All right. Have
Thank
a good
you so
day.
much. Bye-bye.
Bye. So now we'll go to our community leaders, and with that, I welcome Ron and Exxon in our studio.
Yes.
And there they are. Oh,
Hello.
good morning to you guys. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Here,
Good
actually, it's afternoon.
It's good afternoon here.
Oh, good afternoon. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Well, let's start with Ron. Ron, can you please introduce yourself? Who are you? What do you do in your day-to-day job?
Hi, my name is Ron Dagdag. I'm Director of Software Engineering at Spacey, currently an organizer of the Global AI Bootcamp here in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. I'm an active participant in the community as a Microsoft MVP. I speak at a lot of conferences, and I'm passionate about augmented intelligence, the convergence of the metaverse, artificial intelligence, and Internet of Things.
All the new cool stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Of course.
And you, Akshan, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Ehsan Eskandari. I am Microsoft Microsoft MVP on Azure, based in Toronto, Canada. I've been in Microsoft stack as a developer architect for over 20 years. Application modernization, data warehouse modernization, and dynamics. And in Greater Toronto area, each year we organize global AI bootcamp with the rest of communities, Microsoft MVPs, Microsoft Stack, Microsoft partners, and also I'm organizer of a user group here, Metro Toronto user group, and I'm very excited to be here with you guys.
Okay. Well, how did you get to know the global AI community, Exxon?
So first time it was I guess 2 years ago. We had the global AI bootcamp here, and I met Hank. He came here for Microsoft Ignite in Toronto, and after that, again we had a party in Redmond with the product group, and the relationship just evolving. Each year we had Global AI Bootcamp and a couple of other AI-related events.
Okay.
Great. And you, Ron?
I remember when I first organized the Global AI Bootcamp, it was the Global AI and XR Bootcamp collaboration. And it was interesting because it's like the best of both worlds for me. Because like, hey, they would be talking about mixed reality and AI all in one space. And so I did organize both of those events, and it was a successful event. And from there on, I organized it ever since.
Great. Great. Both XR and AI.
Yes.
Nice. Great. Great. And can you tell us a bit more what kind of support you get from the global AI community?
Oh, the support that I get from global AI community is not just the collaboration with other teams, right? With the product teams. Also, at the same time, some of the demos that got me into some of the new technologies that are coming up with Azure and AI.
Okay, great. New technologies. And for you, Exxon?
So basically, I would say before COVID and after COVID. During the COVID, as you know, we have the luxury of having a different speaker from different part of the world. That was on the positive side of the COVID. But even before COVID and after COVID, leveraging the content, the source code, networking, and all of the support, it's a really huge help for us to share it with our community members here and everywhere else.
Oh, you're talking about the word we don't like to say anymore. So you both organized the bootcamp now also for 2022. Were you able to do it in person, or did it go hybrid or fully virtual? Ron, 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 sorry.
Yeah, we
But,
did virtual this time. We were planning to do in person, and at
mhm.
the last minute we were like, okay, we'll going to do it virtually. It worked out well because some of our speakers are actually remote and not actually in the country. Sometimes some of them are also from Canada too.
Okay. And for you, Exxon?
Similar. Initially, we planned to have it in person, or at least for the speaker in person. And we team
Yeah.
up, by the way, we team up with Microsoft Reactor with Bruno Capano. And I would like to thanks everyone in Microsoft Reactor for the whole support. But, the situation was not good, so we decided to have it online. But it was a good event. We had it like 2 days. We reached out to previous year's speaker to have like more visibility for the event, and it was a good event. But
Yeah.
hopefully we can have it the next one in person.
Well, with virtual events, indeed, it's easier to invite speakers from all over the world. But how did you handle that? Your attendees interaction with them, it's harder. How were there specific things you tried out during these last events that you organized virtually? Iksan?
Like you said, it's challenging. The way we approach it was to reach out to each speaker and try to talk to them and see if we can get the even more inclusive and interactive and collaborative, especially during the presentation. And also, the moderators could interrupt the speaker when there was a question, right? And it helps. And we also share some of the links after the event with our audience.
Okay. And for
I
you,
mean the
Ron?
contents.
Ron?
Thanks for some of the co-organizers that I have with our team, with Harold Pulcher and Giorgio Saez. And we work together to make the event successful. We actually have got some positive feedback from our community. We did some survey to understand what are the next needs and what are the things we can do some presentation on. But the topic is great. A lot of our speakers, we did have a level 200 to level 300 topics, and some of them it's new to me, and it's very interesting to learn more about these different the world of artificial intelligence and the new things that are coming up.
Okay, so having learned about how to engage with people, what are the plans for the upcoming year for you, Ron?
Definitely, I would like to have in-person events. That community of not just developers or data scientists, some of them are managers, some of them are just different expertise. It actually is great seeing them and be able to be in one place and collaborating. And I think workshops works very well in an in-person setting. So most of the things we're kind of looking at is a more workshop and more technology discussions.
Okay, nice. And Akshan, for you?
Same, like Ron mentioned, we also plan to have in-person event, and the good news here in Toronto is government of Ontario plan to remove a mandate for mask. So and that help us to have hopefully in-person event soon, and also Microsoft. Microsoft have the Toronto downtown office open, I guess, since February, and we can hopefully use that venue for our upcoming event. And the next one would be Global Azure Bootcamp on early May. Sorry.
Okay, already something to look forward. Now, you have the platform. Why do people need to come to your bootcamp? To all the people in the neighborhood.
Well, there are more stuff people can get from in-person event swags, Azure credit, and also the other portion is the networking aspect of these in-person events. So basically, you can network with different hiring managers, and some of Microsoft partners they have Boosto. Like a desk in the event, they can go and interact. Sometimes they have an opening, and also still I believe online format is good, but nothing can replace face-to-face interaction in terms of building a relationship with our community members, right?
Yeah. Well, for all the attendees who wants to join Exxon on his event, get in touch with him. He'll send you all the details to come to the Azure Bootcamp.
And you will get swag. Lots of swag.
Yes.
And for you, Ron,
any swag to offer?
Oh, definitely swag. One of the things that I look forward to every time we have these global AI meetup or global AI events is, the workshops is, step by step instructions on the workshops. And at the same time, you get Azure credits going through these events. It's easier to ask questions. That's the great thing. Online, I've noticed the difference between online versus in person, and the questions are easier to answer. There's more interactivity that helps understand this new technology. And it's a shared space, meaning not everyone is an expert. We can talk to each other. We can discuss, hey, how do you make these possible? What are the tools out there that is available? And that's the beauty of the community.
Totally agree.
I like to add one more items for in-person events, and that is, most of the time we have a workshop format as well, and that's something that is difficult with online events, right? So with the workshop, there would be some people to help you, follow a specific GitHub repository if you run into any issue. So workshop is another great thing in the in-person event as well.
This is basically a call to action to us. Get started with building the new workshops for next year. Yeah.
I think the good thing about in
Yes.
person also is that you're not behind the well, you might be behind the computer to do the workshop, but you have more focus on actually what is going on. Where otherwise, virtually, yeah, someone will start sending you chat messages from for your work, or you see an email popping up, and like, okay, let me quickly do that, and your focus is gone, or you're not listen, you're only listening with half ear to a session, so you actually miss a lot. So we're
Yeah,
all looking forward to more in-person events again.
really. And when things go wrong, you just give up much sooner than when you are in a group and
Yeah,
can get some help from others. Yeah.
exactly. Okay.
Is there anything that you would like to share with us that we didn't already ask you? Ron.
The beauty of the community is alive, in person or online. As long as you connect with others, that's the fast. For me, that's the fastest way I learn. I learn through doing something like working on a demo or a workshop, and also at the same time asking questions. And so I would like to say to everyone who's interested in learning more about the pace of the changes of these technologies are fast, and having a community to be able to share information, to be able to learn more about the upcoming resources, it's a great deal.
Totally agree. Yeah.
And you, Exxon?
I would say it's the best place for developers because they can learn, they can network, like I mentioned before. And also, I would like to share it. It's a great place for hiring managers, directors as well, because these people, these community folks, they are the one that they are not like a 9 to 5ers, right? They come after 5, they come on the weekend to this technology event, and that's a great place to share any opening or perhaps hiring people, right?
Doing some active recruitment on your community events.
We need to
Yes.
make sure our audience will not exist out of 50% of recruiters.
No, no.
That's true.
Why do people need to learn more about AI, Exxon?
Uh, I would say because if you look at Microsoft vision for this year, AI and application modernization is one of the items among some other items. So if in this field, everything evolving every day, it's not like another field that you just graduate from a school, or maybe every 2 3 years there is an article you need to take a look. But here it's everything is dynamic and fast changing, right? So we need to learn more, and in order to learn more, this community area is the best place. And AI specifically is the future because the infrastructure is there by Microsoft, by Amazon, by Google. So we have the compute power, we have the storage, and with all of these great features that one was presented by Neta, so we have the tools. Now we are going to build great application for a good purpose, right? So that's why it is a great place for everyone, especially for those who are passionate about AI technology.
Yeah,
Well said.
exactly. Ron, I have a totally different question for you. In our previous episode, we were talking to another community leader, and he was telling us they had an attendee who was actually a dentist who wanted to learn more about AI. Did you ever had an attendee that was who had a job which was totally out of the blue that you would think, what is he doing here? But he still wants to learn more about AI.
Well, my wife is.
Oh, okay.
My wife, is interested in learning more about AI. And I remember her talking about the form recognizer, which is what we were just talking about.
Uh-huh.
And I did, because of these events, I was able to kind of explain to, be able to kind of go through the series of what we did about form recognizer and the workshops that we did about form recognizer. And actually, she was able to apply it to one of the hackathons that she had for work. And she got interested into the AI, and I think it's very interesting.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. And what is her profession?
She is actually a .NET developer, but she's not.
Oh,
Okay.
She hasn't learned more about the AI side of things, and it's a good start to learn more about these.
yeah, we
Yeah.
have Microsoft offering so much pre-built AI. You can already create dozens of different use cases, dozens,
Yeah.
hundreds of or thousands of different use cases purely on those great REST API services.
So let's start using them.
You need to start using them.
Yeah.
Just as we saw by Neta, the form recognizer is already a great one, but of course there's many more like that.
Yeah.
We had a attendee. He was a lawyer grad. So last time in person, I think it was 2019, and he was passionate about like learning what's going on in AI, and he was specifically interested around legal aspect of AI and privacy, right? So
Yeah.
just I remember
That's
that
a
was
different
interesting.
story, yeah? Ethical AI.
Yeah.
Especially for lawyers, it can, well, it's for everyone very important strategy to think about, of course.
Yeah. That also comes with new technology. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really out of questions.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, I think then we can thank you for your time, both of you gentlemen. We wish you all the best with all the sessions and events that you're still organizing in Toronto or on other places in Canada or in the United States. And yeah, thanks for all the efforts you do. So we hope to see you soon another time and meet you for listening to one of your sessions or as a host.
Thank you, and
Thank you
thank
very
you for
much.
having us.
All right.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Have a good day.
You
Bye-bye.
too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, and with that, we can end our fourth episode of
Yes.
the behind the scenes of the Global AI Bootcamp. In a couple of hours, well, around 12 hours, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, we will go on to our second last episode and then, well, come back and see. And we're hoping to see you then also. So thank you for joining right now and see you then. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.